Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, checking to make sure all the levels are good here, that you can hear me well. Glad you're here to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. Listen, all we do is one thing and one thing alone here on this show, help you live your best life or start or grow your business. So I'm glad you're here today on The Rundown with Ramon. We got an eclectic set of topics for you today, and I know you're going to enjoy each and every episode. Not sure if we're going to get to them all, but part of what we're going to be talking about today is insight from Seth Godin. He says, I changed my mind. What does that mean? What should you name your next business? We're going to talk about some smart pieces of financial advice for business owners. And Apple really showed us that AI is not a product, it is a feature. Interesting take on that. And emotional intelligence skills. How do you spot emotional intelligence skills when you're hiring? And our friends at Content Marketing Institute say, don't upgrade your content strategy, but make room for a new one. From our flagship site, zoneofgenius.com, how self-awareness helps you build a better business. Happiness as a leadership priority, a critical examination of that, and why trend hopping can lead to a brand failure on social media. They built a $100 million watch empire, then the market tanked. We got a nugget for you, a lesson there. Podcasts are important, and 10 trending podcasts to level up your game, and how to incorporate movement into a sedentary work day. We're going to touch on those things and more. My name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. So buckle up, sit back, and I was going to say sit tight, but I don't want you to sit tight. I want you to buckle up and just get ready for a brand new episode of The Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. Let's get this show on the road now. So glad you're here. Thanks for saying yes and deciding to spend a bit of time with me here today on The Rundown with Ramon. Welcome to Mary Evans. Glad you're here. Mary Evans chiming in with us. Glad you're here. And I hope, Mary Evans, you join me as a co-host today and chime in with the comments and insights that you may or may not have. One thing I wanted to start out with today on The Rundown with Ramon, something happened to me yesterday. I was getting my car inspected because of the inspection sticker. Sticker said 2023, and I didn't realize it until my mechanic pointed it out to me. He said, yo, dude, your inspection is 2 years, 3 years overdue. And I was like, wow, I didn't know it. So one lesson learned is it takes sometimes other people to point out things in our life that we may not normally see. And I took my car to the inspection place, and they put it through the paces and did whatever it had to do. And I looked, and lo and behold, it said rejected. I was rejected for the inspection. I was crestfallen. I was broken. This is not an old clunker car with rust, on the fender and bender and failing down. Not some old clunker like our granddaddies may have had. They put a rejection sticker on it. I was like, whoa. But what happened is I went to the mechanic, and they disconnected my battery to do some things in the car with the engine and things. And that reset the car's computer, and the car computer had no data to feed to the inspection center place. So there's a lesson learned there. Sometimes when you get disconnected and you go through things, you got to wait for a season. But the bigger nugget here to round this out is he said the rejection sticker was not bad. He said it was good. It sounds harsh, but he said the rejection sticker means the cops won't bother you for a while because they know you got to get some stuff fixed with your car and get it back to be inspected. I thought that was amazing. I had taken it as a negative. I was like, oh man, they rejected my car. It did have a rejection sticker, but he said, no. We just put that sticker on there because it shows you came to the inspection place, but for whatever reason, you weren't inspected. And then you just got to come back, and the cops won't give you a ticket. So I was like, wow, Dr. Will, good day to you, Dr. Will Moreland. Glad you're here on The Rundown with Ramon. Dr. Will Moreland, one of the foremost trainers and speakers, and knows a lot about real estate and financial building, and has way too many sneakers in his closets. Good to have you here, Dr. Will. So lesson learned on there, rejection is not necessarily bad. Rejection can be a good thing if you allow it to work well in your life. My name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon. I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and so much more. Get to know me better at RamonRay.com. Get to know me better at CelebrityCEO.com. Don't forget to download your free Celebrity CEO personal branding blueprint at CelebrityCEO.com. So let's go forward on The Rundown with Ramon for today and get get through these things. Ding, 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 ding. Incorporate movement into sedentary work days. Some of you may have a work day like I do, where you're sitting at a desk. You're not on the roof slaying hammers, or you're not breaking bricks in some wherever it is. You're not moving back and forth. You're at a desk, and that's not good for the body. So what can you do about that? How can you build a workout into a sedentary work day? Because it's not good to prevent, it's not good to have a sedentary job necessarily. It's good in a way, but there are negative effects of just sitting. So it's important to build in a good workout routine. If you're just sitting, there's apps and things you can look at like Future, Caliber, and more. So how can you move? One, get up and stand up. Just that. Discipline yourself every 30 minutes, every X period of time. Just standing up can help you. What about at your desk? Do exercises. Can you squeeze your glutes together, stretch your back, move your hands up and down, things of that nature? Having a comfortable chair is a good thing to have as well. I have a nice chair here. Having a comfortable chair here is so, so important. Travel for refreshments. What about that? Get up and get yourself a cup of water, get yourself a cup of coffee or something like that. Maybe if you're nibbling on some chips and things like that, be careful of that. But get up and do that. So move if you have to get those kind of things. Skip the email and deliver messages in person. If you're sitting in a corporate office with people around you, maybe you go up to the fourth floor and say hi to Marty instead of just emailing Marty or Megan or Mary. In your meetings, be active commuting. Maybe instead of driving to work, you walk a half an hour to the train station where you're going. The point here being, don't just sit at your desk and be sedentary, because that's not going to be great for your life or for your health. Instead, be purposeful in how you move and how you don't move. Good day, good day, good day. Hey, Idris, glad you're here today. Idris Talib, thanks for being here, man. At my stand-up desk that moves up and down, you're doing that already. Glad you're here. Alexandria Nicole is here. Good day to you, Alexandria, our OG co-host of the Rundown with Ramon. Y'all check out all the great things Alexandria Nicole is doing. Glad you're here, Spicita. Thanks for taking time to be here on the Rundown with Ramon. Grateful for being here today. Got a little later start than normally I do today, so glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon, joined by our guest host today. So as you're at your desk, as you're sitting down, it's important that you build in exercise and not just sit sedentary at your desk, get up, go have dinner, go watch some Netflix, and lay down and do it again for the next 40 years. No bueno. Today when I woke up, I did about 50 or so push-ups. Usually I do 50 to 60. Today I did 30 because I was on a rush. Woke up a bit late. Got to go to an appointment today, but that's my world. Hey, Ian of the Musical Web, glad you're here today. Let's keep moving forward. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, we're going to talk about some podcasts that you should listen to. Podcasts are powerful. If you don't have your own podcast, I'm not saying you have to have it. I'm not one of those people that tell you you have to do something. Some things I think you have to do to be a success in business, but I always encourage you to consider it. And podcasting is one thing that's great. I have a podcast right here. You're watching the live production of it, but afterward, this goes to the Zone of Genius podcast. We have a podcast we do with the Celebrity CEO. So podcasting is a great way to bring customers to you, to build your brand, to keep your name in front of your customers' minds. And there's a few podcasts you may want to consider checking out, seeing this from our friends at Forbes. And they talk about the Verge Cast, twice weekly podcast hosted by Nilay Patel and David Pierce. Looks at the intersection of technology and business. Nilay Patel, not sure if that's a typo for Neil Patel. Money Stuff, hosted by Bloomberg columnist. If you want to know all things money, explores the intricacies of finance, markets, and business with a lighthearted and approachable style. 3 Millennial Management podcast, hosted by Brandy McGill. This podcast serves as a safe haven for employees to discuss workplace challenges. The Agile Brand podcast, Delighted Customers podcast, the Compound and Friends podcast, the Business Lunch podcast, Roland Frazier and Ryan Dice. I know those two names. The CMO Confidential podcast, the Goal Digger podcast by Jenna Kutcher. I've heard of her name many times, been around her for a bit at Social Media Marketing World. So, hey, you want to check out some podcasts that can help you, but also podcasts that you may be able to listen to so that you can know how to model your podcast better. And don't forget to check out the Zone of Genius podcast, the Rundown with Ramon. You can check that across all the platforms. And Christine Smith is chiming in here saying, yes. Exercise is important. And Christine, I know you know a lot about that. Being a tap dancer, you build that into your life. Ding, 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 ding. Moving on here. Why trend hopping can lead to brand failure on social media. Ooh, that says a watch empire. So I guess we'll talk about watch empires there in a minute. But here's the thing. Trend hopping, I get it. You think you're cool because you're following what everybody else is doing on social media. This is what trend hopping is all about. But if you're just following the trends and building your business on that, when the trends move and the trends fail and the trends shift, what are you left with? It seems as though trendy content is what sells, is what is important, and is what will make a brand go viral. There's something to that. I know people, my daughter, she makes money on TikTok. She does all kind of cool things. And that's one business model to do. But if you're in business and you want people to take piano lessons, Iana, you want people to take tap dancing, Christine, you want people to build their business, Alexandria, you want people to do all those things, real estate, Idris, then it means you shouldn't just be a trend building TikToker, trend building Instagrammer. You should be serving your customers' needs of what they may want for you. So the message of the day is be careful of just building social media based on trends. Sounds a little cool, but just building it based on trends may not be so good. And this leads us to this topic here of this person here, the story here in the Wall Street Journal, building $100 million watch empire, and then the market failed. What did they do? So I want to say this has no ding to this company. This is reported in the Wall Street Journal. The website Hodinkee reinvented watch culture, giving luxury timepieces the same air as a pair of rare Nikes. Let me be clear. Businesses go, businesses come. This is the nature of the beast of business. And building $100 million watch empire is no small feat. Good for you. And I hope the founders made some money, made a lot of money, I hope. And then sometimes business shifts. Things shift in business and life. So that's, it's a sad thing when a business goes out. I hope the employees are okay. But the lesson learned here is that, hey, rare watches, it seemed to be the article saying that was a fad at one point. That was something that people were doing at a high level at one point, and then the market shifted. So when online luxury shopping, when it boomed during the pandemic and people were into this buying Louis Vuittons and the Chernin group and Tom Brady and all these kind of things, and watches are popular. But what happens when it's not? All of us took some form of a bath on some watches at some point, and the value tanks, the value goes down. It says here, revenue at the company has declined to around 70 million from last year, from around 100 million. It also hasn't been profitable for the past few years. They have a downtown Manhattan retail location. It eventually cost him $80,000 a month for this. So my point being here, businesses go, businesses come. But the key here is you don't want to be in a business that tanks. So note on that. Ding, 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 ding. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, talking about happiness as a leadership priority. Our friends at Brains talk about this. Now, here's my problem with this headline. I hear a lot of people say, don't chase happiness, chase contentment or something like this. I hear a lot of people saying that happiness comes from within. But I'm curious with you, Christine, your staff you work with, are you trying to help them be happy? Alexandria, are you helping them be happy? Dr. Will Moreland, what do you say? Are you helping them be happy? Let me read the article more to you to give some more insight here. Recognizing that satisfied and happy employees are the backbone of positive outcomes. Nevertheless, happiness should be a priority, it says, but not the priority of leadership. I like that. They're saying make the culture, do the best you can to have your team and your employees be happy. But if that's your only focus, that's only thing you're doing in your business, you may be building up a business destined for failure, because your job is not to have people happy. It's to make the environment so people can be happy. But don't forget your other priority in your business is to build a better business, have profitability for your business, and make sure you take care of your customers. Yes, if you take care of your team, yes, you take care of the infrastructure. Yes, you make sure your leaders are treating your team members well. That's great. But every employee every day may not walk into work whistling Dixie. And what this article says, here's the happiness dilemma. The resulting happiness dilemma for executives, leaders, and entrepreneurs when prioritizing happiness in teams, companies, organizations, or businesses is the challenge of balancing individual happiness with the collective happiness of the group. That is the dilemma. You got 100 people, you're trying to make everybody smile and be happy. Well, you may not be able to because Marvin, Becky, and Bill may not like the other 97 people. Now, what do you do? They can choose to stay there and perform, or they may have to just go. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, talking about as leaders, is our job to make everybody happy or not? And I think the article is very good in saying our job could be to try to foster happiness, to make it a priority, but that shouldn't be all you do, making it be the thing in your business because you may end up failing. Ding, 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 ding. Self-awareness helps you build a better business, says our friends at zoneofgenius.com. How self-awareness helps you build a better business. Check that article out. Go to zoneofgenius.com and look up self-awareness. I think it's interesting because as leaders, one of the most dangerous things that we can have is to not be aware of who we are, not be aware of our shortcomings, not be aware of where we can go wrong, not be aware of the problems we have in ourselves. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. It involves being honest with yourself about your strengths, weaknesses, and how you impact others. For small business owners, this skill proves invaluable in navigating the complex landscape of entrepreneurship. The power of self-awareness and leadership: better decision-making, improved communication, enhanced emotional intelligence, authentic leadership in business, increased productivity, improved company culture, better customer relationships, more effective problem solving. I'm not going to read this entire list here, but I encourage you, as leaders, the worst thing we can do is not know where we need to improve. The worst thing we can do is not know what our strengths are. As I think of myself as a leader, I tell my team very upfront, I'm not a detailed person. I have ideas in the middle of the night and I'll just splurt off an email. I may send 1,000 emails a day. I have my shortcomings. At times, maybe I am a bit short-clipped, or at times I have problem saying hard things to people. Those are my shortcomings. But what do I do well as well? What do I excel in? Is getting feedback from people, bringing a smile on people's faces, making people feel seen and valued. This is what I do well, and I lean into those things and others that I do well as a leader. Love having my co-host Alexandra Nicole here. And happiness is an inside job. I support, honor, respect, and empower my team by cultivating a healthy work environment. That's the key. Our job is to cultivate a healthy work environment. However, happiness derives from within. They, as individuals, are responsible for their joy. Alexandra Nicole, love that. Love that, love that, love that. Thanks for being here on the Rundown with Ramon and sharing your nuggets of wisdom with us. That is powerful. Appreciate that so very much. What's up next? Self-awareness. We just talked about happiness as leaders. Ding, 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 ding. Don't upgrade, make a new one. Talking about content marketing here. Sometimes we want to make this new and make that new, or upgrade rather, as we're doing our content. But sometimes maybe we need to throw out everything and just start something scratch from new. The frustration of in-flight construction is redefining roles and responsibilities, adjusting editorial approaches, developing new workflows, implementing or changing technologies. Talking about content marketing here, shifting topics here. It's a lot. Frustration sets in quickly when team leaders realize they can't shut anything down while they work to implement all the new ideas. And everybody else is busy too. They all still need to launch campaigns, write blog posts, craft event materials, and feed content to the website, all while trying to master technology they haven't fully implemented. The problem, it required cross-functional support across several marketing and technology teams. No one on those teams had extra bandwidth or resources. So maybe that's where he's saying it's time to maybe just say, stop. Let's start from scratch. Let's not trying to fix the airplane in flight, but let's stop. Let's land that sucker and redo it again. Handling sustaining versus disruptive innovation. Interesting thought here. The article explains how to respond to disruptive innovations, which create something entirely new, launching an online university, versus sustaining innovations, which improve something already considered valuable. The authors advise against approaching disruptive innovation the way you would approach changing something existing. Instead, you should approach it as building something within a new organizational space. Hey, Lanika, glad you're here today. One of my favorite humans in the world. Trash Logic expert and a press staffing aficionado. Glad you're here, Lanika. Dr. Michelle, thank you for being here today on the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. We may have an abbreviated show today. Got to do some things today. But sometimes we're doing our content marketing. We got all the things we're doing, and we can get into a whip spin of, oh my God, all the things to do. And instead, we need to stop, breathe. And especially for larger companies, you may have to just do it from scratch. You may have to, and there's no bad way in doing that, everybody. Sometimes that's best. Hey, if you're here, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. All we do is one thing and one thing alone, help you live your best life and start to grow your business. Thanks to our partners at USA Today Network. So when I do things like this means Lanika's going to be on USA Today Network. When I do things like this means Christine's going to be on USA Today Network. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Glad you're here today. Hope this show is helping you live your best life, gives you ideas to spark how you can maybe be a better father, be a better mother, be a better leader, be a better business owner, entrepreneur. Here today on the Rundown with Ramon. Let's keep moving forward here. Ding, 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 ding. Next up, emotional intelligence skills. Emotional intelligence is so, so powerful and so, so important. What are some skills you should look for in hiring? So first of all, what is EQ? The term emotion was first unveiled in a paper written by Peter and John, according to the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence. They developed this aspect while they were painting a house. And so what is EQ? Getting here, where's the definition here? Come up here. Annie defines EQ in the workplace as the ability to understand and manage your emotions while grasping other people's emotions and motivations. Where's the Q come in? With these skills, an emotionally intelligent employee can help a team work together on shared goals. So commit to focusing on EQ. Bring EQ into the interview. Ask relevant questions. If you're looking for emotional intelligence as you're hiring, ask good questions. That's probably the best thing you can do. Emotional intelligence in the workplace is so important because it's not just about the speeds and feeds. It's not just about the tactics of doing the business at hand, but in a workplace, we are working with other people. The human-to-human connection is absolutely essential, absolutely essential. And I hope you're seeing that here on the Rundown with Ramon. Listen, I got to run. This is the Rundown with Ramon. It's about time to end the show, and I'm glad you're here today enjoying our show, enjoying our episode. I wish... and have a great day today. I'll see you in the next edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Come and check me out at CelebrityCEO.com. Download your free Celebrity CEO Blueprint. Check me out at RamonRay.com. RamonRay.com. Let me know you're there. Sometimes we have a longer show. Sometimes we have a shorter show. Today, gotta zip by. But no matter what happens, I'm glad you were here. Glad you showed up. We got thousands who watch this on the replays and more. Thank you for those of you who showed up. However you showed up. But the most important thing is go out and touch somebody else and let them know that you care. Let them know that they matter to you. My name is Ramon. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Blessed and have an absolutely deliciously amazing